Good morning and welcome to Toronto Police Headquarters. Today we have Homicide Detective Sergeant Mike Carbone. He will be providing an update on the investigation into homicide number 11 of this year.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending here this morning. Today I will be updating the media on homicide number 11 for 2018. On Saturday, March the 10th, 2018, at approximately 5:45 p.m., the Toronto Police Service Communication Centre received several 911 calls regarding a shooting at the townhouse complex located at 19 Mount Olive Drive in the City of Toronto. The officers from 23 Division and emergency paramedics arrived and located a young male suffering from obvious signs of trauma. Life-saving efforts were commenced, and the injured male was transported to a trauma center where he succumbed to his injuries. We can identify, we've been able to positively identify this male as Dwayne Anthony Vidal, 31 years old, of Toronto. On Sunday, March 11th, 2018, an autopsy was performed, and the cause of death was determined to be gunshot wounds to the back. We have now learned that sometime around 5:30 p.m., Mr. Dwayne Vidal was returning home. He parked his vehicle in the parking lot near his home. He exited that vehicle and commenced walking towards the front door of his dwelling. As he was walking in the direction of his address, an unknown male was approaching from the opposite direction. As the unknown male passed the deceased, he pointed a firearm in the direction of Mr. Vidal and commenced shooting. The unknown male then fled towards Silverstone Drive and commenced running north. The members of the Toronto Police canvassed for and subsequently received several hours of CCTV video. The video was reviewed, and we are able to observe a male wearing all black clothing entering the townhouse complex several minutes before the deceased arrived. The video depicts this individual walking around the entire complex just before the shooting occurred. After the shooting, this individual is observed running away and entering a white vehicle which appears to have been parked a short distance away. Today we'll be releasing still images that depict this individual and the white vehicle that is used to flee the scene. I'm appealing today to anyone who can assist in identifying this suspect and the vehicle. Anyone with any information can contact me directly at the Homicide Squad or through the regular normal services we offer through the media and CorpCom offices. I will take some questions now.
How many minutes was he walking around the complex for the shooting?
I could say within some certainty is about 7 to 8 minutes.
And what kind of schedule did the victim have? Like, would it have been he'd regularly been returning home at that time on those days, or was this out of schedule for him?
No, it was not out of schedule for him. By all accounts, he had a regular employment, so it was not unusual for him to be returning at that point or that point of the day.
Detective Sergeant, we've spoken to people who say that this man the victim, Vidal, did not have a criminal record, was not known to police. A, is that true? And B, if that is true, why do you believe he might have been targeted on that afternoon?
That is true about Mr. Vidal. He is not known to us. The purpose of this conference this morning is to appeal to witness to actually determine what the reason is. I hope that someone seeing these images and perhaps we may not have reached out to them, or we wouldn't have been able to reach out to them subsequent to our canvass. But the complex is densely populated with lots of people. I'm hoping that this appeal will reach out to those folks who may have seen what happened and communicate with us, or at least provide us with some information or some idea who these people are or this vehicle was.
So is it possible that Mr. Vidal was a random target, that someone was just looking to shoot up this community? We've heard from other residents who say that there have been shootings here where innocent people have been shot, and before other people have not been killed, but in this case this man was killed.
It's very early to say, but that is a possibility. We cannot rule it out. The possibility of it being a random attack. However, the purpose of this conference today is to reach out to anyone who was in that complex at the time that this occurred, to supply us with some more background information as to what happened at the relevant time.
Detective, how often are we seeing like this type of gun violence in this community? Like why?
I can't put a specific number. I know there are several shootings in that neighborhood. I can say and I can assure the public that our organization is doing everything possible to keep them safe. I know I've been up there now for the last 4 nights. I know there are officers, uniform presence in there on a regular basis. We continue to reach out to the community, and hopefully this other reaching out gets them to come forward and you know, making this all stop.
So there's a police station very close to there, but community members are still saying, and I know you're saying that there are police in the neighborhood, they're saying they need to see more police. What's the police plan?
Well, I know, like I said, I'm not getting into our organizational plan. I know over the last couple of weeks, for sure, the members of 23 Division have been going in there and reaching out to as many people as possible. Our appeal here today is to get out to as many witnesses as possible, encouraging them to come forward and speaking to us about what they saw and what they know. The most important thing here about these images is this individual. I'd be interested in identifying this person, but some other things that may be helpful is the clothing that he's wearing. I know there's something distinguishing about his jacket that may be helpful. The shoes that this person is wearing, the vehicle that this person may have been in, what was in, certainly left a certain address. If something triggers the vehicle and the person in the vehicle, essentially where this person left to come here, would be helpful as well. So he was the passenger in this vehicle.
Detective Sergeant, if this was a random shooting, this is terrifying news for the residents of Mount Olive Drive who live in this complex. What do you say to those people who are watching and are saying, oh, how can I leave my house knowing that this could have been random?
I want to say and I want to reassure them that we as an organization are doing whatever we possibly can to help them feel safe. Like I said, reaching out to them right now and asking them to come forward to assist us in whatever way they possibly can, whether it's through Crime Stoppers or coming to see me directly about providing information about these individuals, and these individuals will certainly help. But I know we are doing whatever we possibly can to get in there and try and keep these people safe.
We understand for his family that the victim was a father of 3, and given that he was shot right outside of his home, was his family there? And if so, I mean, can you comment on what this experience has been like for them?
I mean, I think it's safe to say it's a tragic loss for them. I'm not to get into too much about what they told me about what's going on, but I mean, it's a pretty simple answer. I mean, they're devastated.
So he is a father of 3. How old are his kids?
I'm not going to comment about the age.
Can you tell us if there were patrols happening in that area at the time? You said that there's an increased police presence in that neighborhood. Were there police in that area at the time?
I'm not aware of what patrols were in that area. I know that the unit commander in that division is committed to keeping the public safe and the people that live in those neighborhoods safe. So I can't tell you exactly what uniform presence was there at the time.
Detective Sergeant, it appears to, by all accounts, that there are gangs running this neighborhood. How serious a problem has this been in this area? Is that what we're seeing here?
It's something we're going to be exploring. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to comment any further with respect to what gangs or whether what gangs are running this neighborhood. My appeal here today is for witnesses. I am encouraging anyone who has any information to supply that will lead us to identifying this individual or that vehicle. I ask them to call me directly. Okay?
The suspect walking around the complex, I mean, it's pretty big complex, lots of buildings there. Did it seem to you like he was looking for Mr. Vidal, or like he was killing time? Did he know where he would be finding him, where he lived?
You know, I prefer to have that information directly from a witness as opposed to me supplying my narrative of what I saw. So I'm not going to really answer that question. I have an idea. However, I'd prefer if that information came directly from someone who actually saw it.
Did he arrive on Silverstone, like he got out of the, can you say if he got out of the car on Silverstone, walked to that same parking lot that Mr. Vidal would have parked in, and began walking around before exiting the same way?
I don't want to supply any information that could contain someone else's version of events. We can say that this individual entered the complex sometime before Mr. Vidal entered the parking lot. Okay?
Why
All right.
are you releasing stills as opposed to video? Sometimes the way someone moves will trigger a witness to remember something.
We're releasing stills in lieu of the video because I believe this is going to give us the best chance of identifying these persons.
Give me make and model on that car.
Pardon me?
Give me make or model on the car.
I'm hesitant to give the make and the model because it often will deter individuals from supplying us information directly. I have an idea of what that vehicle is. However, hearing it from an individual who actually saw the vehicle that could supply us with information would be better for my investigation. Okay?
Any information on the driver of that vehicle?
Again, that's my appeal here today. If anybody saw that vehicle or the driver of that vehicle, they're to contact us directly. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you.
Detective Sergeant, does the shooting begin in the courtyard or in the parking lot?
Thank you. That concludes today's news conference.